I was incredibly excited to come back to my hometown about 3 years ago. I was born here 54 years ago, and I was thrilled after spending over 30 years abroad, mostly in London, Paris, Tangier, Switzerland and the US, to come back to Milan that I found completely transformed. And it was so exciting to be able to do a new project in this vibrant city that has definitely joined ranks with the most international cities in the world and offers a great quality of life on a smaller scale.
Nicolo, last time I saw you, we were at your house in Tangier.
That's right.
That was almost 3 years ago. I'm so happy to be here capturing you at home in Milan.
So happy to have you.
I was immediately struck, I guess, not that I ever expected monochromatic colors from you.
No, that would be impossible.
That would be impossible. But I didn't think that I would see such exotic saturation. I mean, it reminds me a lot of Morocco being in here. What was your intent?
Well, Morocco is playing a major role, and my intention was just to bring as much color as possible from Morocco and from that kind of part of the world into Milan, which is quite known to be a rather grey city. So that was a priority, and I introduced a lot of colors in every single room in the flat.
Because it was white when you found it.
It was completely white. And so, these colors range from deep burgundy red to gold in the dining room, which is beautiful at night because it glows with the candlelight, to the blue of the living room, the pink of the entrance hall, the navy blue of my bedroom, into a yellow striped wall in the guest room, and so on. I mean, we really played with virtually the entire sort of color spectrum. I decided to use painting trompe-l'oeil and special effects, especially because this apartment doesn't have an outdoor space. So I recreated in the large entrance hall some murals that were inspired by some paintings I'd seen in Sintra in Portugal many years ago. I tried to replicate in the living room by painting the whole room as a box. So the ceiling is painted, and in order to break that ceiling, I had two trompe-l'oeil octagonal skylights that give depth and height. Growing up in Casa degli Atellani in Milan was one of the most amazing experiences, as I could walk to its garden every day and visit my great-grandparents, and then my grandparents, and then my father, who still lives here. And it's quite an extraordinary building for Milan, quite unusual in the sense that it still has a very large garden in the center of town, right across from the Last Supper, painted by Leonardo da Vinci, and housing in its grounds what is left of the famous Da Vinci vineyard, which was a gift that the Duke of Milan gave to the master at the end of the 16th century as a token of his gratitude for working in Milan. The house is today open to the public, at least a part of it, and still lived by its owners, who are my father and his two sisters. And we still very much enjoy it, and we come often, and as a matter of fact, I will be moving in a part of the house in the near future. What better way to celebrate my homecoming than with a book, a visual exploration of some of the eclectic homes in Milan, which is Italy's most elusive city. So it was really fun to put this project together, especially following the success of our previous book, Inside Tangier. it came as a natural idea that was very welcome by our publishers.
Don't miss another video visit. Click on the orange Q to subscribe and have Quintessence virtually delivered from our doorstep to yours.